Listen. Listen with your heart right now. This is not an ordinary message. It did not come to entertain you. It came to reach you. I know it is night. I know that when everything becomes quiet, your thoughts grow louder. Night is when fear shows up. Night is when the bills pass through your mind. Night is when you ask yourself how life reached this point, and I need you to know this. I am speaking to you now. Not tomorrow. Not when everything is fixed. Now I see the tiredness you carry. I see the weight of living constantly on the edge. I see the pain of trying and not moving forward. And before you think you failed, I tell you this. You did not fail. You only stayed too long in a place that was never meant to be yours. And tonight, I am calling you out of it. You reach the end of the month exhausted, not only without money, but without strength. You try to stay strong for everyone, but inside you feel ashamed to admit how tired you are. Tired of fixing emergencies, tired of worrying, tired of just surviving. Maybe you even pray, but you pray without expectation. You pray already protecting your heart from disappointment. You became used to the word almost enough, almost better, almost works out. And tonight, I need to interrupt this cycle. Because living in almost is not humility, it is captivity. And I did not create you to live trapped at the limit. I will say something that may be uncomfortable, but it is true. The financial edge became familiar to you, not because it is good, but because you learned how to function there. You know how to manage. You know how to endure. You know how to survive. And what is familiar often feels safe even when it hurts. But I did not call you to adapt to scarcity. I called you to live with awareness, responsibility, and dignity. As long as you treat constant lack as normal, the new has no space to enter. You learn to think small because pain taught you to protect yourself. You stopped dreaming big not because you lack faith, but because you grew tired of disappointment. When hope hurts, the soul builds barriers, but barriers that protect also block provision. Prosperity needs space. It needs inner movement. It needs practical faith. And tonight, I did not come only to comfort you. I came to reposition you. Stop calling yourself broken. Stop presenting yourself to life as someone who is always behind. Stop carrying the identity of lack. Because the way you see yourself shapes the way you act. And life responds to that. You are not a mistake. You are not a burden. You were not born to count leftovers. You are someone who stayed disconnected from your own truth for too long. And tonight, I am reminding you who you are. Prosperity is not chance. Prosperity is alignment. You cannot ask for abundance while living divided inside. You cannot ask for provision while constantly diminishing yourself. Every time you accept less than your worth, you weaken the structure that needs to carry what is coming. And a weak structure cannot hold weight. Honor who you are, and the flow begins to reorganize.
You may be thinking, I have tried everything. No, you tried to endure. Now it is time to live differently. It is time to choose with awareness. It is time to stop acting only out of fear. It is time to stop making decisions while exhausted. Small aligned choices change entire paths. You do not need to change everything today, but you do need to stop accepting the same tomorrow. Tonight marks a turning point. Not because money will suddenly fall into your hands, but because something inside you is awakening. You will no longer normalize scarcity. You will no longer romanticize constant pressure. You will no longer feel guilty for wanting financial peace. Prosperity is not wrong. Living with dignity is purpose.
I know you cried in silence. I know you thought about giving up. I know you felt alone, but you were not. I saw every tear that no one else noticed. And if you are still standing, it is because something greater is waiting for you.
Do not stop now. You are closer than you think. Choose differently from this moment on, even with fear, even without all the answers. Choose self-respect. Choose positioning. Choose to step out of automatic lack. Provision follows alignment. And I walk with those who decide to live in truth. Go to sleep with this in your heart. You were not born to live on the edge. You were born to live in peace. And as you walk toward your dignity, I walk with you. Trust this.